Hey guys, welcome. My name is The Last Gecko, aka Generic, and we are back with another video. This time I'm going to be covering basically a new build that I've kind of come up with here, or a build I've been tweaking on. That's the better way of putting it. I've been working on something called the Jade Harvester Reaper build. It is comprised of using Haunt, Locust Swarm, Spirit Walk, Horrify, Soul Harvest, and Piranhas. And the ability that you're going to be using mainly is the Jade Harvester's 6, 4, and 2 set bonuses, along with the Traveler's Pledge and the Compass Rose for speed abilities. And the elite gems are the Bane of the Trapped, Bane of the Stricken, and Golgok of Swiftness. Now, the highlights of the build I would say are you're getting up to 190 defense, 190% damage reduction from 3 items: Henry's prerequisition, Sacred Harvester, and Lakumba's Ornament. Sacred Harvester and Lakumba's Ornament, and the Jade Harvester's 6 set bonus. Soul Harvest reduces damage taken by 50% for 12 seconds every time you use it, and it consumes the damage over time stacks. Lakumba's Ornament gains 6% for every stack of Soul Harvest you have, with a max of 10 from Sacred Harvester, means 60% damage reduction. And Henry's prerequisition basically means you take 80% less damage. Now, I wanted to show you guys. I was gonna actually see if she wanted to run one, but I actually wanted to show you guys basically how good it's been running for me. Now, I'm not gonna say I'm like a fantastic player or any of that shit. I'm not gonna say that the build is without its flaws, but I have been enjoying how to use this build since I started playing it, and I'm gonna show you here how. I forgot to tell you what the cube items are. Oh, I did. The Quetzalcoatl, Ring of Emptiness, and hello. Quetzalcoatl, Ring of Emptiness, and Henry's prerequisition. Now, the rings I'm using are Compass Rose and Convention of Elements. You get a huge damage spike when you're on the poison cycle, or excuse me, on the cold cycle. We're focused on cold skills here. Even though we do use Locust Swarm, we're using the cold stack of it, and then we're using Vile Hive. We're using Vile Hive as the as our second weapon, or offhand. Thank you. Took me a second to think about the correct name. But some of the things I found with this build that can be a little bit of an iffy problem. Pretty much are. It feels like sometimes it's a reverse snowball. So like it's a snowball build. Like everything will be going great, but in the moment you lose your momentum, it's very hard to pick it back up, especially on Rift Guardians. Like you have the ability to kill Rift Guardians really easily, but you are a glass cannon in the sense that like if they're able to like do damage to you and you can't really have a response for it, you're pretty much fucked. There's not much you can pretty much do to get around it. I hate these goddamn enemies that root me. I'm gonna have to figure out something about. I'm gonna have to focus on movement speed buffs or something about like crowd control time reduction, because that shit is literally the bane of my existence. It causes me death most of the time. Being frozen or jailed near Arcane is just ass. God damn, I hate Arcane too. I hate Arcane so fucking much. Oh, but back to the point of the video. Now you can see that the point of the build is really gather up as much enemies as possible, piranhas them into an area where you can benefit from them, use that damage amplification, harvest. You're basically like you see what I'm saying? That jailer shit is fucking aggravating, bro. It's always at the worst times. Always at the worst times. Like right when the lightning ball's gonna come and hit me now. Oh yeah, now I'm gonna jail you, bro. Like they give the AI to these niggas. Have they improved that shit? Who knows? But for me, as somebody who's basically just finally getting to this level of being on Greater Rift fucking 75, it's so awesome to see the build that I've been trying to make work finally actually possible to work. And I feel like it's only gonna get better in season 18. Like there's some 2 set bonuses. There's some craftable sets that increase your resource that increase your cooldown and your resource and your damage by the amount of resource cost that you have. So imagine that stacked in with a Ring of Royal Grandeur or some shit like that. Because what I was doing initially with this build was using a Ring of Royal Grandeur to get the Zunimasa's set bonus and the and this set bonus. What I was not feeling really was because I didn't have a Belt of Transcendence to really capitalize on that, so it made me feel like it was kind of useless more than anything. But it was far from useless, my friend. Like, I feel like if I were able to use that in the build now with the Belt of Transcendence instead of the haunting one, I feel like it would pretty much make the build a very tanky one, because you'll have access to Fetish Sycophants as an extra source of damage without cutting off much damage, because the Haunting Girdle really is only shooting out an extra haunt, and that just basically mean I'm using one that allows me to shoot out 2 extra haunts, so it's not a big deal to me. Come on, guy, we can go a little bit faster than that. So I feel like the Belt of Transcendence would probably do a lot. Not probably, would definitely be a welcome addition. But there's so many ways that the build can go that there's room for there's a lot of room for customization. I gotta look at some. I'm really gonna have to start looking at what these enemies do rather than just being like, oh, it's an elite. Because if you don't fight the enemies in a specific way, you're gonna set yourself up for failure. I'm realizing. But that just comes with experience after dying a good amount of times to these shitty ass fucking elites. Nice. Made all those illusions just to die the same way. Now, I know, most likely most people who are watching this, because anybody who's playing Diablo at this point is probably invested. Not many new players, but take it as you will as a proof of concept for a build. Like, I feel like this is going to be a very strong build just from the numbers and damage that it's doing, for the style of play that it's very simple. It's not a difficult build to use. It's very, I feel like it can scale well. Not granted, it's something that won't work with the Legacy of Nightmares at all, and people always seem to love that build more than anything else. But I feel like it can definitely have some space. I feel like next season is gonna basically be like them trying to promote, upgrade the power. Excuse me. Wow, upgrade the power of these sets pretty much. But I wanted to make this one for YouTube just so I could have like a starting point for the build, so I could see over the next like couple of months or over the next season how the build improves, what changes I make, why do I make these changes, etc., etc. Man, you saw that arcane about to come down right there. So man, I might actually post up both videos of this of what I did, because I did a run before this, bro, and that run I got like, it was pretty bad how I got fucked in the face by one of the mobs. It was like an arcane enchanted freezing and jailer mob, so it's like you're gonna be stuck in place while that motherfucker is hitting you in the face with multiple arcane, and he had minions, so it was hard as fuck. But I feel like this build, not even with just the proper rifts, but this build has a high potential to get where it to get to the higher rifts, just from the damage that you can see scale alone. You seeing me hitting upwards of the trillions, and I'm not the greatest Diablo player at all, so I feel like this build just has a high ceiling. There's a lot you could possibly do with this dude. But I mean, yeah, that's it for me right now. Like, we did that probably in like 9 minutes, 6 minutes. Wow, look at that, 6 minutes for 75, and it's not optimized. I only have the Sacred Harvester's Ancient, Jade Harvester's Mercy, and that. Nothing's augmented. I haven't even reached a level 100 gem. There's a lot of room for improvement is basically what I'm saying here. But yeah, I think that's where I'll leave it. Pretty much. Overall, I like where the build is going, and I'm gonna keep updating you guys as the season progresses. Stay tuned. Keep subscribed. Keep checking it out. If you see anything you like, or if you ever want to play with me on Diablo, you can find me here. My gamer tag is generic MSB #1903. But yeah, other than that, guys, the music that's been that's gonna be featured on this episode. The title of the album is right here on top. I'm gonna put the link in the description. Suspect at least a single video a week. Just me either posting a run, posting some like funny stuff from my streams, or whatever. But other than that, thank y'all for tuning in. Have a great day, y'all.